Hey there and welcome back. So 40 days video, we are knocking the camera repeatedly. I mean, come on, really, do you expect anything else? Oh dear. Now I am sorry, I've got the ring light on that you may see it in my glasses, so I do apologise about that, but unfortunately there's not a kind of great deal I can do about that at this point in time. So we have a good one today, and well, I think this is a good one. This is a locomotive which is very special to me. A subscriber pointed it out in the intro video, asked a question, so yeah, so this is the one that we are looking at this week. Now, I've had this locomotive for about a year. This was bought for me as a gift, but I just wanted to show the locomotive itself because it's absolutely amazing, but just to show what can be done with the locomotive, you know, if you have the you know, the knowledge, or even if you get someone to do, because this is an absolutely amazing locomotive. So as you've seen by the thumbnail, the locomotive we are looking at is this. Now, this is the Hornby Duke of Gloucester. Now let me get to the side. So there we've got our product number. As you can see, DCC fitted. This is, I suppose you could say it's old school now, because this has got the TTS sound. But this locomotive, it was bought from Ashton Models. I actually bought this, or sorry, my dad, because he bought one for himself, bought one for me, and this is one of Stuart's own models that he was selling. He just wasn't running it anymore. But this locomotive is extra and then some. So anyway, as always, it's out of the box, it's down on the desk. It's a little bit long for our new little like setup thing. I need to get the other one made up and made to look not just plain white and everything. So bear with us because it's just about squeezing on. But anyway, so let's get down to the desk and let's have a look at this absolutely amazing locomotive that is being fitted with a ton of extra little bits. So yeah, I hope you stay tuned. I hope you like this one, because for me anyway, this is a good one. Okay, so first off, I would love to know your thoughts on now this different bit of a way that we are doing stuff. I hope that you like. I just hope it's better viewing. There's less white. It'll make the train look better and what have you. So yeah, so as always, I love a little bit of feedback, as this is something new, trying it for the first time. So again, much appreciated, and yeah, thank you so much for help and feedback that you've been given. So let's have a look at this locomotive now. I am going to just bring it slightly closer, and let's start with the front. Now, this is a absolute corker. First thing what you will notice with this locomotive is that it is weathered. Now, as you know, I do prefer them looking pristine in the, you know, like full glory sort of thing. However, I don't know what it is about this locomotive, but it just looks amazing in its weathered condition. So it is weathered. We have got separately fitted smoke deflectors, and here is the first feature. This has had lights fitted to it. So as well as weathering, we have got front lights fitted onto this train. Fantastic. Now that isn't something what comes normally. So yeah, so this is fantastic. So as we turn the locomotive round, as we can see, the weathering goes down the side, and this is an absolute corker of a locomotive. As we can see, we've got the lovely Duke of Gloucester. This is printed onto the side, but that looks really, really nice. We have got separately fitted pipes up here, and these as well, the weathering has been picked out, as you can see, all along the top of this, including some of the pipes, and that looks amazing. If you look here at the lining on this looks absolutely amazing. It is in such it's practically flawless. This is just so incredible. We've got a little detail picked out on the box here. I think this is supposed to be the speed sensor. You may need to correct me on that. There is weathering all down the side of this, on the wheels, on all your connecting rods. As we turn this around, as you can see, we have more weathering on all the pipework to the back. We have got glazed windows just off to the side here. They look absolutely wonderful. As you can see, it follows with the weathering further back too. If we just move this tender to one side, we can see inside the cab there. Now unfortunately the cab doesn't have a painted interior. Now that is a little bit of a shame, you know, it is all black, but don't forget this is an older locomotive. It's not quite up to the, well, what we would appreciate, you know, as more modern standards, with everything being super detailed. But again, that takes nothing away from this locomotive. It's an absolutely amazing locomotive. So let's just pop the tender back onto the rails, and as we can see, moving round, we've got the tender here. We've got all that lovely weathering followed back. We have got amazing lining, amazing picked out detail, and in fact with the light and the camera you can see the ton of riveting throughout the whole of the body of this tender. It really does look fantastic. Did forget to mention, you've got separately fitted handrail here and here, and you've also got the loco to tender plate, which is brilliant too. Now as we turn this around, as you can see, the weathering goes further back. See, it's right at the back of the top of the tender, and just look at the amount of detail what is fitted to the back of this. We have got two separately fitted ladders, we've got handrails, we've got builder's plate, you've got more mountings for lights. It just doesn't have any rear fitted lights on this, it's just forward facing. But again, you know, that is nothing. It'll speak for itself when it's running around the track. Now one thing you can tell, this being an older locomotive, it doesn't have any sprung buffers. It does however have the NEM coupling at the back just here, and that is the interchangeable NEM coupling too. But yeah, again, a ton of separately fitted parts on this locomotive. Well, let's just take you guys back out again as we are bringing this around. As you can see down the side of this is an amazing looking view down the side. As you can see, we've got the weathering all down this side. It's even gone over the ends of the axle boxes, which really does look good on this locomotive. And just quickly, you can see the amazing picked out detail again on the bottom. Separately fitted handrails. The number on this is fitted so nicely, so well. Let's just bring this back in again closer, and you can see, just looking at this, how much time and effort has gone into putting this in. So yeah, it's an absolute brilliant, amazing locomotive. Now if you're looking down the side, you can see you've got separately fitted handrails, and the good thing about this being a older locomotive is that the handrails on these are actually metal, so that is just even better. Now if we just move it and go around to the front just to finish it off, you can see now that mustn't be a speed sensor because it's on this side as well. So if someone could please let me know what this may be, that would be absolutely fantastic. So again, we can see we've got a really nicely applied name on the front, And then let's bring this back round, and that looks like a really wonderful angle to sit at. Now, there was one little thing I just did forget to cover, and that is the top. So if we just turn this locomotive around again, you can see we've got a lovely fitted coal load. And then along the roof, you can see it's been weathered all the way front to back. There is no sliding parts to the roof, unfortunately. The whistles, or I think it's the whistles, they've been weathered and painted over, so I can't really tell if they are metal, to be honest. So, but again, it's been weathered to look like this, and it looks absolutely incredible. Whoever has done this has done such an amazing job. Now, there isn't a detail pack with this, again, because like I said, you know, it was bought, you know, this is a number of years old now, this locomotive. But the other really special feature with this train, with this locomotive, is that if you see here at the front, see that little shiny thing there, and see at the back of it, this, ladies and gentlemen, has smoke fitted to it. It isn't the new Hornby one, obviously that's literally just come out. This is because, again, this is how much of a special locomotive is for me. This has been fitted with 2 Sooth smoke generators. So yeah, this is I suppose you could say it may be even like a one of a kind with the way it's been done or what it's had fitted to it. And I absolutely love this locomotive. I tend not to run it too often, just because I want to have it as long as I can. But it is a truly special locomotive, and yes, this is the one that you do see in the intro video. So let's get this down onto the track. So to the subscriber who asked for this, this is kind of a video for you, I suppose you could say, because you asked to see it. I hope you enjoy watching this video, and let's get it down onto the layout. And here we have it down on the track. So before we do anything, let's have a little look at this moving. So let's just turn up the power slowly. And this does have the sounding, so it does have to go through the motions even before it sets off. Now, as you can see there, it is a little on the jerky side, but again, don't forget how old this locomotive is. And I think it just needs a little bit of a service, because as soon as we get up to, I mean, yeah, you can see there that the crawl isn't the best, but again, when this was made, it was a railroad locomotive. So yeah, they are sometimes a little bit, the mechanism isn't sometimes quite as good. But as we turn it up and we see we get to a more sustainable crawl, as you can see there, it really does get nice and smooth. So I'll just turn this up again. I just make this a little bit quicker for this time. There we go. And as you can see, that is absolutely wonderfully smooth when it gets going. So I may have a look at this later. It may just be that, you know, I have had this for probably about a couple of years now, so this probably just needs a bit of a service, a bit of a clean up, a little bit of oil on it, and I'm sure that will iron out any little bits. But I haven't run this for a while, so it could just be that it needs a little bit of a run in to get it going again. But as you can see, this is a absolutely amazing looking locomotive. Now, as we know, this does have the TTS sound, so if I turn that on, it's not like the newer style ones, and I only have the select controller to work with. So at this point in time, there's not a way that I know of how to kind of turn the sound down a little bit on this, because the one thing with the TTS locos that I do find is, for me, sometimes they are a little on the loud side. But let's just pop this on for a second so you can hear it. So I'm not sure how loud this is going to be on the camera for you guys. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud. If it is, I do apologise. There's not a great deal that I can do with the sound. But yeah, just to give you a little taster before it sets off, you know, with everything going, just so you know a little bit what the noise level is going to be like. So what I am going to do is we are just going to zoom into this part of the train. Now if I press just the 0 function on this, as you can see, we have our little lights what come on and they go off with a function. So that is really cool that you can turn those on and off on their own. Now, the sound on this. So, sorry, not the sound, the smoke. So the way that this has been done is that it comes on with the number 4 function. So basically, because function 0 brings lights on, it's been done so that function 4, which is a whistle, does bring the smoke on. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I am by no means a pro or an expert on doing these. I am really not. But I know that the other one, which we will look at some point, because it doesn't have lights on, that just works off function 0, doesn't make a sound. So I'm assuming that's just the way that it needs to be done. But anyway, so we will start the smoke off in a second, so you will get the whistle. But what we have used is we have used this. Now, there are obviously other ones that you can use, but this, as you can see, is designed to go with the actual Sooth unit. And it does give it, you know, a really, really good effect. I did try a different one. Can't quite remember what that one was, if I'm honest. But the Sooth one by far works the best. And actually, at Ashton Models, they do always have that in. And to be honest, in fact, not only little bottles like this, they do have great big bottles. But do you know what? You won't get the 20 to 25 minutes running time that the Hornby steam generator one boasts, but that's because that does have a huge tank built into it. Here, these you literally, and I won't show you because it involves using a little syringe. I don't know how YouTube would work with that, as it's been used in a completely like innocent way, if that makes any sense, if I can put it that way. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's if I should show you that. But if I just move the camera for a second, just so I can do a rough demonstration, and that is the top here. Come on, camera. Oh, it's been a bit funny today, isn't it? There we go. You've woken up now, have you? So, as you can see here, you've got both of these smoke generators, and what you do is you insert the syringe. You see you've got like a pin in the middle there, so you insert it, obviously when it's switched off, between the pin and the outside, and you put a few drops of the liquid in, and you don't want too much so it's overflowing, because that will although it will be trying to heat up the liquid and make it work, it just won't. It's kind of flooding it, because what is in its little chamber is what it burns. It's not got like a separate little tank on it or anything like that. So you do have to be careful with how much you put in. And the other thing that you do have to be wary of with these is, like, unlike the Hornby one, where if it were to run out, it wouldn't damage it because it works off an atomizer and it's cold water. So I will do a little bit of a warning. These generate heat. This is why they need a bit more care and attention. You've got to be careful with train bodies when fitting them, and also if you just try and plonk one of these in a decoder, if the decoder isn't rated high enough, it will actually damage your decoder, because obviously, as you know, with things that generate heat, they draw a lot of power, a lot of current, and yeah, it's got to be strong enough to power these things, otherwise it won't work. All I know is that the secondary decoder that's fitted into this, so I'm just going to move you guys, it is powerful enough to power both of these smoke units. So yeah, you've got to make sure that it's right, because you know, it won't necessarily damage the locomotive, the motor in any way, but if you've got one with sound and everything, you know, you don't want to damage your sound decoder, because you know, they're already expensive enough as it is to change. So I would always take some advice before you either give that a go, or even find someone who can do it for you, because it's just a lot better, a lot safer. It just saves your model being damaged, and you know, it's just, you'll have years of fun with it rather than a few minutes and then it just it just all goes wrong. So but yeah, so right, let's stop delaying. So on the Hornby Select controller, to make these work, we have to hit number 4, which will give us a whistle. It won't turn the sound on, that's on the separate 1 function, but it'll get a whistle, and then we will see. Now it does make a bit of a pop when it first starts, but we will be able to see both of these kick in. There's the whistle, and if we give it just a little second, there's the first one, and there is the second one, and look at all that smoke. That is amazing. Just look at that. That is fantastic. Let's set it off. Oh, that looks absolutely wonderful. Oh, that is brilliant. And do you know what? I don't know if it is or not, but to me, it even smells, yeah, it even smells like the real thing a bit as well. This is fantastic. Look at that. Absolutely billowing out. Now, yes, you don't get the sound synchronization or anything like that you do with the generator version. But I mean, come on. That is just brilliant. So, and I'm kind of glad it's doing this. You see where it's like just starting to spit a little. Kind of just put a few, like I said, just a few little drops in. So you do have to keep an eye out. It's obviously easier if you've got one. This is more difficult because it's got 2. But you've just got to make sure that these don't run dry, because if they do, they can damage. And again, just be careful when you're around this sort of area, because they do generate and they do throw out quite a bit of heat. So yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to switch those off for a moment, just like that. I'm going to turn the camera off just for a quick second, because I am going to fill this up as much as I can, so we can get a nice good bit of running with it. And then, in fact, I'll do that in a minute, because what I'll do, let's show you the sound on this thing, because I can just turn the sound on straight away. So again, I hope this isn't too loud. This does have a uprated speaker, so it's more, because I know the TTS can be a bit tinny, so it's supposed to sound a bit more like deep, but this has got some amazing sounds on this. So let's have a play around. That is brilliant. What else have we got? Nope, that's the lights. I don't want the lights. Got a coupling sound. Got a cylinder drain cox. Our wheel slip, which is even more impressive considering it's not even moving. Then we have our sound, which will kick in. There we go. That's brilliant. That is fantastic. As we see, as we've got it in reverse, you can just see there, it's had a firebox glow fitted to it. And a firebox glow for some reason only works in reverse, not forward, but that's just the way it's been wired in, you know, that's all programmed in, so that's absolutely fine, you know, that doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm more looking at the smoke side of things going as it's running, and just look how incredible that looks. That is so wonderful. And let's stop it there. I mean, come on, that is fantastic. That is just so brilliant. Yeah, I know I'm going on about this, but it really does look good. I do think this gives a slightly... Sorry, I was just checking that front one there. I do think that this does give a slightly better overall smoke experience, but what I am going to do a comparison between these, or this smoke unit, and then the new Hornby one with water. So yeah, I'm hoping that, you know, you'll enjoy that video. We can see, like, you know, which is better. I mean, we know the Hornby one will be more realistic with the chuffing, but just you know, like how the smoke comes out, how it presents itself. I mean, we know the Hornby one is safer, there's a few more pros, but anyway, that we'll save all this for that video. So right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to top it up, couple it up. Let's enjoy a little running session with this. So let's set this off. Let's set this off. There we go. And let's get it round to those coaches. Right, so here we go. So we've got our first set running just in the background coming round. As promised, we have got the sound on ready. Let's just get the smoke going on this. And look at that already in the background. You can see just how much is coming out. Let's set it up. And let's set it going. Absolutely fantastic. So, enjoy our little running session. Okay, so let's slow this one down. Let's get a nice little look at that with the smoke going. That looks absolutely incredible. We'll stop this one at the station. And there we go, folks. What a wonderful, amazing way to bring back, keep alive the whole romance of steam, to enjoy a steam locomotive on your layout. And yeah, this thing is absolutely incredible. I'm going to sort something out so I can put the two against each other, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. As we're looking at it, I think the front one's just about stopped. The back one's starting to get a little bit more wispy now, so we can see that it's just about ready to turn off, so we're not going to damage it. But let's just leave that there for a second. An amazing locomotive, a fantastic way to run them, and yeah, absolutely wonderful. If you can find one of these locomotives, just a locomotive in general is amazing. I can really recommend getting one of these, and such a wonderful, wonderful locomotive with so many additions that are fantastic. So anyways, with that being said, it's just lasted long enough for us to finish out the video. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, this review, and let me know if you've got any steam locos that you own, or locos that steam like this that you guys have. I'd love to know. So with that being said, thumbs up, like and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, we shall see you in the next video.